Hey folks, quick disclaimer about Greasy Says, my new show about being a game developer for 15 years who's brown. Okay, Greasy Says contains explicit language, adult situations, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. Right? Greasy Says is supposed to be a comedic take on what it's like to be in the gaming industry from my perspective, but I'm not out here trying to make people feel uncomfortable just for the sake of it. So, to sum it up, I have a potty mouth. Don't let your kids listen to this shit. And kings and queens above 18 only. Let's try that. All right? Lay is...
Haha, let's get this party started.
High def with the professional.
Greasy Says.
Right? Where the greasy people they? Huh? What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greasy Says. Do you feel that shit? Do you feel that shit, huh?
I do.
Do you feel that shit? Feel that shit, huh?
Woo!
It's a show, my show. My name is Greasy, and this is my show about being a brown game developer, about the video game industry, all the things that happen in the game industry that some people don't talk about, new perspectives, ways you might look at shit in a new light, ways that I look at shit from a brown perspective. Maybe you brown, maybe you share them perspectives, maybe you don't. It could happen, but you here for a new perspective on shit, which I like. Well done. Open your mind up, and all things are possible. Thanks to all the listeners of Greasy Says who are always around, my greasy people, for listening to all the episodes so far. I'll remind you all again that I'm taking August off, so don't look for me on Spotify or on Google Podcasts or on Apple Podcasts or on any of the podcast platforms during August because I won't be here. I'll be on a beach, chilling, doing home improvement projects and shit. Oh, speaking of which, I just found 2 fucking rats in my backyard. No, rats. I fucking hate rats. Not only did I find rats, they were buried in the lawn, y'all. I'm like walking around, minding my business. I look down, I'm like, yo, that looked like a hole right there. Maybe a squirrel dug a hole. So I start poking at the hole with a stick. I'm like, this hole seemed kind of fucking deep. So I start pulling out shit out of the hole. And there's grass coming out. And then I get to like a layer of like squirrel fur. So I'm pulling fur out of this shit. And then I see a little. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? It looked like a little pink arm reaching out from the hole. I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out it was a bunch of baby rats down there. Not a bunch, just 2. But I had to get rid of them. I felt kind of bad. I felt kind of guilty. I don't like rats. Fuck rats. But I felt kind of bad because little baby rats, man. But yo, they were in my lawn. What the fuck is going on? Rats burrowing in lawns now? Is that the new shit? Is that what the kids are doing? This shit is crazy. I don't know how I ended up on that. How did I end up on that? I don't even know. Another side note. Apparently these intros are just me rambling about personal shit in my life, I guess. I don't know. Did you know that Hugo Boss, the clothing company Hugo Boss that makes shitty clothes, I'm being harsh. They make clothes for your average gentleman or lady. Do they make ladies' clothes? I think they only make men's clothes. Anyway, the point is Hugo Boss, massive fucking fashion conglomerate, huge company, damn near centuries old at this point. Do you know that Hugo Boss designed the fucking Nazi uniform? Are you wearing any Hugo Boss right now? Well, guess what? You wearing the name brand of a dude who used to support the Nazi party. Take that shit off, throw it in the trash, burn the trash, dump that shit in the ocean, have it eaten by a seagull. I'm telling you. Hugo Boss. X on Hugo Boss, dog. I didn't know that. I was watching this documentary and it said real small in the corner, designed by Hugo Boss when I'm looking at a Nazi fucking uniform. And it's on Wikipedia. Go look it up. he eventually had to leave his company behind and his son took over. But the genes of the company, pardon the pun, is Nazi support. So fuck Hugo Boss. I don't need you in my life. And yo, they used to be, where I grew up, they used to be Hugo Boss on the shelves in a fucking island full with black and brown people. What the fuck kind of madness is that? Whew, I'm heated up. I'm heated up. Between the rats and these Nazi fashion designers, I'm heated up. Let's fucking go. Lucky I ain't talking about Crunch this week. Hope y'all enjoyed that Crunch episode from the last episode, episode 10. And yo, again, I just want to tell people you can reach out to me and ask me to talk about stuff. Hit me up, leave me a message. Hit me up on TikTok, leave me a video message. Ask me what games I'm playing. Ask me what segments you want to see. Give me feedback on the show. I need it. I live for it. So hit me up on Greasy Says on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Yo, my wife sent me this article about China tracking youth faces to limit games that they play, to limit the amount of time or types of games that they play. Y'all hear about that? Tracking faces of youths. That is next level surveillance. But you know what? They could do the same shit here if they wanted. It's just that, you know, they got too much product placement for American companies in video games. So what are they gonna do? Kill the money supply? Please, fuck out of here. Oh, stop the music. Anybody out there use Google Photos? Google Photos. I mean, it's a dumb question because probably 75% of you use fucking Google Photos. Did you, were you forced into taking part in the great backup of 2021 because they decided to change their fucking policy and won't support unlimited storage anymore unless you pay for it? Did you go and try to use the Google Takeout app or the Google Takeout thing? It fucking sucks, doesn't it? It fucking sucks. It spits out a JSON file and puts your photos all over the fucking place. It puts it if I went on a fucking trip to Uruguay, instead of putting all the photos in a Uruguay folder in the zip inside of the compressed file, it's spread out across 15 fucking files. Now I blame a fucking plumber. A plumber did this. A fucking coder did this. Some coder was like,
I don't really care about this project, but it needs to get done, so let's just hack it together and see if it works.
And some fucking product person at Google is like,
yeah, this is good enough. This will pass, for sure. Ship it. You guys hungry? What are we having for lunch? Sushi? I'm feeling sushi.
And they went and got sushi. And it was delicious. And it was really expensive. I wish I had some. Fucking assholes. Yo, so it's a real shame about Sha'Carri Richardson or whatever and the drama she had to go through. But, yo, if Lance Armstrong could shoot himself, dope himself up, and win a bunch of fucking medals, and a bunch of people knew that he was doing it, and everybody knows that he was doing it, Sha'Carri can't smoke no fucking weed and still run? Get the fuck out of here. At most, she just gonna be dehydrated. She gonna need an extra Gatorade. But she'll still smoke your ass on the fucking track. Ridiculous. I understand it though. Rules are rules, right? Yeah, right. Rules are rules, but enforcement of rules? That's some time shit. Tends to be selective. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Today's show's kind of fun. It's something I'm not super familiar. Well, I am familiar with it, but in some aspects, it's ever evolving. And as I get older, I become unfamiliar with it. It's the idea of identity, but more importantly, identity in games, right? So we'll get into it. We're gonna talk about it. But before we do, remember, stop what you're doing right now. Stop listening to this. Pause this, even though the beat is dope and my voice is incredible. Just pause. Go fucking follow me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook under Greasy Says. Follow me on Spotify, Bandcamp, and Soundcloud under M-Cue. You know what? Fucking pick your favorite episode and send it to a friend. Send it to one friend and make a greasy person today. I guarantee your friend will either really like it or unfriend you. Both are good because less social responsibility on your part if it goes bad. So try it. Send one episode of Greasy Says to one friend. It'll change your life. It'll change my life. And we'll all be happy together. All right, let's kick off the show, y'all.
Today's key is...
Remember, you can always reach out to me on social media and request a key that you'd like the show to be in. I mean, I can pick my own keys forever, for sure, but where's the fun in that? Let's hear what you guys and gals have to contribute. Thank you. Oh, also, I'm sorry to all the people out there who love rats. I know some people who actually keep rats as pets. Don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I'm sorry that I hate rats. A rat beat me up when I was 9 years old for months. He was a bully. He would always come around being like, why are you such an idiot? And making fun of my shoes. I never had the strength or the courage to stand up to this rat. So I carry a lot of hatred for rats. I'm going to therapy. I'm working on it. But for now, I just need to be content with how I feel. That's what my therapist tells me. I need to feel what I need to feel to get over it. So for now, I hate rats, but I understand if you like them. Fill your house with them. Take mine. Come and take mine if you want. Okay? Please. I'll pay you to come. No, I won't pay you. Come and get them for free. It's like a puppy.
Question time.
Hey, Greasy. Tell us how you feel about avatars.
Avatars. Avatars. The thing we embody when we play games. Our identity in these made-up worlds. An expression of ourselves. Maybe even a truer expression than the body we inhabit in real life. Either way, avatars are pivotal to our feeling of place and our identity in games. Avatars are a thing that is sometimes chosen for us, or something we create from scratch in something like a character creator. Some of us choose to make avatars that look just like us, mirroring our real selves. Some of us choose to change our genders, change our skin color, change our hair, change our voice, and change the way we choose to dress. Avatars are insanely powerful tools of self-realization. And I think we're about to take on a transformation the likes of which we've never seen before.
Avatars, humans in disguise.
Let's say we're playing Skyrim. Within constraints, we can create a humanoid or anthropomorphic character who will see us through upwards of 400 hours of gameplay. We will know this character better than we know some of our closest friends. We will remember this character's name for years to come. We'll spend more time with this character than we do with our own families. And this character will never directly engage with us on any level. Or will it? Avatars are our guides through the games that we play. They are our eyes and ears. They are our hands. They are our will. It's enough to give someone a god complex. But as avatars become more realistic and more expressive, is there a future where our avatars are persistent between games? With tech like Unreal's browser-based character creator that has incredible fidelity and loads of options, and with most game studios using the Unreal Engine, could this be closer to reality than we realize? Imagine if my Commander Shepard could also be my Redguard in Skyrim, or my player character in Star Wars. All right, that's one scenario. What if I dominated so hard in Call of Duty, and all the players recognized my avatar as a threat?
And then I was able to take that character over to Apex Legends. Now my reputation and my character's reputation and fame is transferred. That's a pretty amazing possibility. Could there be avatar permanence in our near future? I think it's inevitable, especially with identity being so important in society and games giving people who feel that their identity in the flesh doesn't match the identity in their mind. And with streamers spending more time interacting online and more time embodying their virtual selves, these avatars have the potential to be further reaching and more relatable than their human quote unquote masters. And with cloud computing and quantum computing growing more and more each year, is it a matter of time before we can upload our consciousness onto a high fidelity avatar and roam the internet, free, untethered, and completely of our own making?
Reflections.
Yeah, avatars really intrigue me. There's a lot going on in that space, I feel like, recently that shows so much promise. Like, for example, avatar streamers.
I am who I am, except I'm not when I stream. I am who I am, except I'm not when I stream.
I don't know if you guys, on Twitch. You know how Twitch is basically usually somebody playing a game or doing something and their head in the lower right or lower left part of the screen, and it's just their face basically with a ring light on it. That's usually what Twitch streams are like, but there are people out there doing very unique things with streams. This one person in particular, Code Miko. Code Miko? Is that it? Hold on, let me check. I think it's Code Miko.
Tippity tap, tip tap.
Yeah, Code Miko.
Code Miko.
Super dope idea. Okay, so this person, this lady, I think, this person is a ex or current game developer, animator, has the skills, knows how to rig characters, knows how to build characters, knows how to animate characters, knows how to do lip sync, knows how to do motion capture, the whole 9 yards. Highly skilled individual. She has a show where she is playing games, interacting with the audience, whatever, on Twitch, but as an avatar that she made. So she crafted a mesh, a character mesh, animated it, lip syncs it, has a whole mocap suit that she wears while she's performing as this avatar who is the host of her show. It's so next level. And in the show, she stars as sort of the mechanic for this character, Code Miko, who's a robot. So Code Miko's a robot who's an avatar who's fictitious and made up. But the mechanic, who's the real star of the show, is acting in this sort of straight man secondary part. Genius. I highly recommend you go check out what Code Miko is doing. It's groundbreaking shit. Because an avatar can do so many things that a human can't. Like, she can turn Code Miko's head into a shark head and then spit out a bunch of fucking kittens and rainbows if she wants. She could make Code Miko run around in a circle and make her legs go behind her neck and you know what I mean? Like outlandish, crazy shit, because the possibilities are endless, because she has all these skills in animation and knows how the engine works. I think she uses Unreal, if I'm not mistaken. She knows how Unreal works and how to exploit Unreal to make highly entertaining avatar content. That's not even she's there to play games, but after a while, you're there to see what Code Miko can do, what this mechanic is able to do with Code Miko. It's genius. Go check it out, Code Miko. Go on YouTube. You'll find it for sure. Amazing shit. I bow down to... What's her name? Creator. I don't know. I could go dig in, but she's just known as the technician.
This is the coolest woman on the fucking in the whole world.
Yep.
Everybody else, all of y'all, everybody listening to this,
Huh?
every one of us have failed in life.
Damn.
She's figured it out. Future shit right here.
Okay.
So yeah, that was actually the whole impetus for this episode is when I discovered Code Miko. I was like, this is the future of everything.
She's the future of everything.
But that idea, I wanted to come back to the idea of transferring characters across games. Remember back in the day where everyone never thought cross-platform would be possible? Right? You might want to dismiss the idea of avatars being a cross-game, universal, permanent thing because it seems outlandish. But when you think about it compared to crossplay, it's really not that crazy. Back when Nintendo and Sony and Sega were having their battles for decades, no one ever thought that Sega would make a game for Nintendo. Boom, turn around, Mario and Sonic in the same fucking Olympic game. Nobody thought that you'd be able to buy fucking Call of Duty on PC and buy Call of Duty on fucking PS4 and be able to play together. You'd be like, no, you have to go get a fucking PS4 for me to fucking play that shit. Not anymore. Everything's cross-platform. Everything's cross-pollinating. It has to happen. So I think cross-game, cross-platform avatars are like right around the fucking corner. Then it brings up the whole idea of, can your avatar be bullied? Right? We all know that the internet is a dangerous place. We all know that if you're a kid and you get on the internet and you get bullied, it's enough to make you fucking kill yourself. Like, it's brutal out there, and you're getting it from millions and millions of people. Shit. I get some fucking comments on my fucking shitty-ass TikTok thing that I don't even give a fuck about from people. If I was a kid, that shit would hurt me, for sure. People calling you fucking brain dead and all kind of shit like that. Now, if your avatar is an extension of yourself, let's say you make an avatar that looks like you, and your avatar is out there in the world, can your avatar be bullied on your behalf? Can you will experience it as bullying. You will be hurt by hurtful words, even if it's spoken to your avatar. But if you were able to transfer your consciousness to an avatar, could your avatar feel bummed out for you so you know how to feel it later? I'm not even smoking nothing right now. I'm telling you, I'm drinking water and shit. This is natural. This is my natural brain working right here. All right, so I got a couple actual listener voicemails on this episode. What's up with that? Hey, if you want, you don't have to write to me and ask me questions. You could hit me up on a voicemail. It's super good, and I'll be able to put it right in the show, which is great because then you get to hear your own voice in the show. It's fun. Instagram does voice messages now. You can DM me with a voice message and it'll just come through and I can grab it and put it in the show. I don't know if Facebook does it because I don't really jump on Facebook all that much, but I'm sure there's multiple ways of getting me a voicemail. So if you're interested in getting me a voicemail, hit me up, Greasy Says, on all the social media stuff. So we have two listeners this week who actually sent voicemails. Here's the first one talking about Crunch.
I'd send you my own voice note on Crunch, but I actually kind of disagree with you. I think it is absolutely necessary. If you don't do it, people don't understand what it is to go above and beyond. People don't understand what it is to work harder for something you truly believe in. Just like everything else, it does get taken advantage of. It does get exploited. People need to learn how to say no. People need to know how to balance. Dude with appendicitis kind of did that shit to himself, because outside of work, where you're trying to tell me he had no time to consider himself at all, he wanted to be a martyr. And you tend to find a lot of these people who over-crunch don't blame the job, blame their lack of self-control. Because if you look in any company, it's always like a handful of people over-crunching. Everybody else will crunch, but these people kind of crunch and then wear that shit like a badge of honor. And that's where shit gets misconstrued. But you want to be an Olympic athlete, you had to work more hours than everybody. You want to be Kobe, you had to work more hours than everybody. Jordan, you have to work more hours than everybody. You have to crunch, or else welcome to mediocrity, because how you ever going to achieve something more than the rest if you work in any same rules and same limitations? You have to somehow cheat. Crunching is cheating sometimes.
Facts. A lot of great points made here. Crunching is cheating, and it is a way to get ahead. And sometimes you cheat, and a lot of people cheat. Sports teams cheat. Corporate America cheats. Everybody cheats sometimes. So yeah, crunch is a way to cheat. Great. But I think the distinction here, and I told him this, but I'm not going to bore you guys with all the fucking voice messages, that he's talking about two different things. He is talking about grind, right? Which is very different from crunch. Grind is a personal choice. If I want to make a really dope fucking podcast or a really dope track or a really dope game, I'm going to put in the work that I think I need to, and I will work my hardest. Everybody knows how to grind. When you care about something, when you really care about something deeply and you want to succeed, you're going to grind. You're going to put in that extra time. But that's a personal choice. Crunch is not a choice. Crunch is mandated by a company. And this company is not actually invested in my personal growth most of the time. Unless they're a really cool company. Maybe they are. So I love that this listener disagrees with me. Thank you, Dre. But I also think that we're coming at it from two different angles. He's talking about grind. I'm talking about crunch. And I think they're two different things. And I think grind is invaluable to a person. If you know how to grind, you always gonna make it. Here's the next one, talking about E3 actually, and the time on the wasted episode where I was talking about how conventions are very wasteful.
Yo, I realize you're burning out conventions, but you love E3. Nah, just sort of the irony in it now. I mean, how conventions are wasteful, etc., etc. But E3, is something that, the industry looks forward to every year, and you look forward to it, and you're doing recaps on it and whatever. I'm just saying.
It just goes to show how I need to be clear when I speak. Sometimes you might think you might be getting a point across, but you're missing just a couple of sentences, a couple of unique perspectives that makes people see what you're talking about. So, this listener, what up, Matix? Big up yourself every day of life. Is saying, how come you're saying fucking E3 is wasteful and we should not do E3 and it's bullshit, but you're so excited about E3 and you love all the games coming out? Which is a fair point. If you hear me say E3, you might be thinking, well, he's talking about the same thing, so how could he love it and hate it at the same time? Good point. Excellent point. So let me clear that up. E3, I think, as sort of an institution, as an event, is fantastic. I mean, if you're in games and you're passionate about games, of course you're gonna love seeing games come out. But the show E3 is what I like. The fact that there is a way to see what games are coming out, there's a way to see what developers are doing, and there's a way to market these games to your players. That's great. What I don't like is the actual physical convention part, where we basically descend on a city like San Francisco or wherever. We descend on a city and just destroy it, basically. Like, trash it, take up all the resources. Yeah, we bring in a lot of money, for sure. But the physical part of E3, of like getting the convention center and setting up booths and all of the physical waste that happens during an E3 or during a PAX or any large convention, I don't think it's worth sort of the entertainment part and the marketing part that could be easily done online through video. I can get just as excited about the Nintendo Direct conference as I can about seeing a Nintendo game in a convention center with thousands of people spreading COVID around like his fucking pink eye. Yo, I am loving these voicemails. Please keep sending me voicemails. Thank you to Dre. Thank you to Maddox for sending me a voicemail. Bless up. Write in, do whatever. Get in contact with me. Debate with me. I love that. People calling me out on my shit, because sometimes I might be wrong, and I'll admit if I'm wrong. So you just need to hit me up. Greasy says, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Can you all hear that?
That's the sound of my kid trying to get to sleep. Sometimes you just gotta grunt yourself to sleep, you know what I'm saying? Pretty funny. Yeah, we're at the end of the show. Once again, oops. I swear, every week this gets a little bit easier to do. It's like riding a bike. Every time you get back on, it's a little bit easier. Each episode is just becoming more and more fun. And I find more and more subjects to talk about. I was worried that I might go dry, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to go dry. So before we wind down episode 11 of Greasy Says, we don't want to leave too greasy. We got to come back and center ourselves with a little bit of...
Meditate.
This week, we will focus on making the world a better place. A better place. How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we do it?
I think the world would be a better place if we all inserted a loading screen somewhere in our lives. Let's say you're on the verge of a tough breakup. You don't know what to say. Your partner storms in the room, emotional, ready to tear you to pieces, ready to have a bitter fight. But if you could just stick a loading screen between their storming in and whatever it is you need to say, things would probably work out a lot better, because you'd have the time to collect yourself and approach something unemotionally. Let's say you're working on a game, and some coder decides to make a change that blows away all of your work that you've been working on for the last couple days. You could tear your own hair out. You could fashion a shiv from a nearby toothbrush. You could feed him his own clipped toenails that he chose to clip in the office for some reason. Who does that? But instead, you deploy your loading screen. And within your loading screen, you can take a deep breath, calm yourself, and realize it's not that big a deal. You're still gonna get paid. Who gives a fuck? Let's say you're trying to lose weight, but you love a bacon cheeseburger. You walk by your favorite Bacon Cheezo spot, and you smell the delicious aroma of sizzling beef and frying bacon. And you think to yourself, there's no way in hell that I'm walking by this place without getting a bacon cheeseburger. If only we could install a loading screen between our nose, our mouth, and our belly. If only getting that bacon cheeseburger required us to sit through a loading screen. Maybe our desire for that bacon cheeseburger would diminish. Maybe during our loading screen, we'd realize a salad is the right play today. Loading screens. Because waiting ain't that bad.
Did I surprise you? Greasy people, we've reached the end of another episode. You know where to find me. Greasy Says, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. On Spotify under M-Cue. Oh, and new development. I started streaming on Twitch. Twitch.tv/GreasySays. I honestly have only done like one stream. It was an hour long of me blathering on. Kind of like this show for like an hour straight. Playing Ancestors. That's what I'm playing right now, Ancestors. I'll dig into it later. I haven't played it enough to really do a what you playing on it yet. I'm playing a few different things right now. But if you're interested in seeing me fail horribly at playing Ancestors, the game by Panache and Patrice Desilets and his crew,
twitch.tv/greasysays. Go follow me. I might schedule some shit soon. I might just do an impromptu stream for an undisclosed amount of time, because that's my life. But who knows, if you catch it, a few people jumped on and they said they were laughing, they were enjoying it. They actually thanked me for doing it. Can you believe that shit? People are thanking me for running my yap for an hour. That's wild. Anyway, thank you again for listening. Thanks to everybody who's been sharing Greasy Says. Thanks to everybody who's been hitting me up on social media. I appreciate all the support, and thank you for listening. So, once again, Greasy people, thank you for coming out. Like, subscribe, comment, feedback. Tell me to go fuck myself. And until next time, it's me, Greasy. I'm checking out with the room key. I'm staying away from where the goons be. I'm eating like 40 plates of sushi. Laters!